Hello there YouTube, Super Brain AK here, and I'm back again for take 2. First take seemed to have had a card write error. Not sure what's up with that, but anyway, got the Ionic Pro here for a teardown, actual taking apart video, requested by Jeff Domner and Luis Lindsley. I wanted to see it taken apart, and I'm sure there's a few others. So, first step is at the top, this plastic piece here. And how that's held on are by 2 screws. You can see in there. I have already removed those in the previous take. There they are here. And then this just pops up from the top crevice here. So that all pops up, and be careful because this horseshoe is only connected by these 2 screws and some clips. So it's very, very weak right there. So pull too hard, you'll break it. And the next step are the screws in the top here. There is one right here in front of this tab, and right here in the very front in front of that tab, and the exact same on both sides, here and here. So I will take those out while dropping my screwdriver on the floor. There's one screw. Dropping it on the floor. Good job. So, bear with me, as it has been a little while since I've taken this apart. I don't know when that video was posted of actually me taking it apart and deep cleaning it, which is sort of a must on these sort of things because it builds up a bunch of dust. So then this entire top now is free to come off, and this is soon to get in the way because this is now riding on that on this pole. So there is a screw right here, very tiny screw. You can remove. Pretty tiny. So now this just pops off, and then you can then remove this. Ta-da! So then here you are with the circuit board. Just the button and the LEDs here. One note, this entire thing is not isolated, so this ground plane here is not ground. This ground plane here is not ground at all. It's probably mains 0 volts, which is obviously 120 volts, multiple cycles, so always unplug. Dang it. So you can pull this board out and disconnect this wire, and you don't quite need to all that much. So in here, let me pull this off the tripod so you can see inside better, is the inside. So under this circuit board there is this circuit board with 2 wires, and that is the protection in case the wire breaks. There is a little spring-loaded something in there that pushes up, but that wire pulls it down. So if tension on the wire breaks, or the wire breaks or is too loose, it comes up, and I believe it connects the 2 wires on this board. So if you do want to disconnect it, for sure, you can snip one of these wires and make sure to cover it with electrical tape so it doesn't short out anything like on this board. So what I did when first time I took it apart is it was actually a little bit it was tripping out, so I thought I broke it. So all I did was loosen these screws a little bit because the tension on the wire was a little bit too loose. So let me check real quick for continuity just to confirm that it is normally open. In good condition, normally open. Oh shit. It's not there. So, checking for continuity. Put you back on the tripod for a second. Damn it. And across both the wires, it is normally open. So if you push down, it's now connected. So yes, snipping one of these 2 wires will in fact disable that sort of protection if you're having troubles with it. Then there is also the door. It's got a little I don't know what you call that, magnetic sensor, and this is the little magnet. And so if you're having troubles with it, when you close the door it turns on, but if you like turn the door more one way, it will enable, or it'll turn on again. So if you're having troubles with that, try bending this closer to the magnet or further away, because if you, I believe, if you pull out the door, yeah, focus, if you pull out the door, that's the open state. So if you're having troubles with it not recognizing the door's closed, push this a little further this way. And it is, when the door is closed, I would assume that this would be closed. Alright, fine, be that way. Yes. So if you open the door, it is then disconnected. So, in order to bypass this, there does seem to be 3 wires. Let me look at those real quick. Oh, okay, that's just a joining of two wires. Looks like they go, one of these wires goes to here, and then the other wire probably goes somewhere else. Probably one of these three go down. Okay. One wire is the center, which goes here, and then branches off to there. This wire comes here and back down. This wire goes here and back down. So yeah. So in the circuit board at the bottom, there's that sort of protection. There's 2 pins that it measures. So anyway, as you can see now, here is the door mechanism with these 2 holding it down, and you pull up, it pulls, focus, there you go, it pulls that mechanism up. And as you can tell, my door has no tension anymore, because this, you'd have to turn it and lock it before you put down the thing. So yeah, you might lose your hinge if you do that. But as far as going further and getting the side off, there are quite a few screws to do that. And let me show you that. So you saw those few screws. There are, oh, there's 2 screws, one here and one down here for either. So there's 2 and then those 2, which are down further. So I'm going to start with this side. And I'm probably not going to do the other side, because normally you get one side on, off, you can get to the other side easily. There are also more screws underneath. So these are those screws, pretty short. Just like that one on the bar, cleaning bar. So, as you can see, it's a little bit loose now on the top. So, there are more screws on the bottom, I believe. Wait, no, there isn't. Shows you how much I know. So I believe this whole thing should just come apart. I don't know, it's pretty tricky. These are not quite designed to be taken apart. And there's also those 3 labels that you have to sever down the center in order to separate the 2 halves. But I believe, just take a screwdriver and shove it in. Side should be able to just pop off. Oh, I see. There is a screw right here, and there is a screw right here. So you have to remove this base. So this base has these 4 screws. So I will remove those. I knew there were screws on the bottom. So these are the screws on the bottom. By the way, the exact model number is shown right under here, and it's a TA500. In case anybody has a slightly different model, I want to let you know that that's my exact model. So there you go. There's the base. Quite a bit dusty. And then on the side here, which normally standing up, well, is the side without the plug. The cord is on this side, the screw is on the other side. So let's see if I can reach in here with this screwdriver. Doesn't look like I can. So I need to grab my other Phillips screwdriver with a there we go. With a straight end to fit inside that crevice. So, looks like the same screws from the bottom of the thing. Yeah, they are. So there's that second screw. Come on. There we go. Had to use the magnet on this one to get it off. So now, just a little bit of brute force now. Wait a minute, I remember. There are 2 more screws. I don't know if you can find them, but there are one right here, which is so far down, on that same side that you pulled out from the bottom. Let me zoom out, sheesh. So there's one right here, one at the very top, and one, I believe, at the very bottom, second row from the bottom. That's why that wasn't coming apart. So let's, oh, there's quite a few more. There's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaced about, I don't know, 10 rows apart. And they are very tiny screws. This big. Turn towards me so you can see where I'm getting them at. So remove the second screw. Here's the first one. I don't know if that's in shot at all. Yeah, not really. Careful that you don't drop the screws inside the device. Quite a few little corners.